Hello, this is Harry Paden. I am the host of Paden's Pulpit. This is season 2, episode 15, Britain's Dirty Secret. There was a black queen in the royal family, and I'm not talking about Meghan Markle. Queen Charlotte. Today's episode, Queen Charlotte, the Black Queen, British royalty. This past weekend, there was the coronation of King Charles, who for 70 years was the heir apparent to Queen Elizabeth, his mother, who was Queen of England. Fascinating story about her life when she became queen when her father, King Charles's grandfather, died suddenly. But she, Queen Elizabeth, was the longest serving royal in British history. But that's another subject on another day. King Charles, we're not going to talk about him today. Today we're going to talk about something that is little known in history, and those who know about it don't want this information spread. But you know how I am. I am the big revealer. I am Harry Richie Rich Paden. Wow. Harry Richie Rich Paden. And I am a student of revisionist history. Revisionist history is you revision, you re-look at history the way we were taught, the way it was taught many years ago, and you bring up pertinent, relevant facts that dispute what we were taught. And that's what I do. And very humbly, well, I ain't humble, I do it very well. Queen Charlotte, Britain's dirty little secret. A lot of conversation several years ago was around the fact that Prince Harry was marrying a woman of color, Meghan Markle. That was a big dispute. They even got on, Prince Harry and Meghan got on and talked with Oprah about how there was some discussion about the skin color of the baby among the royals. They didn't identify who, but they made it a big issue. It was news for quite a while. Well, way back, there was a controversial queen back in the 18th and 19th century, the late 18th century and early 19th century. King George III was king, and he needed a bride. And King George III chose a bride that was very controversial. For context, if you want to read more, there's a book by Janice Hadlow, Hadlow, and it has information from Mariel de Valdez and Katam, a researcher for PBS, and it's called Britain's First Biracial Queen, Queen Charlotte. So they've done some research on that. But Queen Charlotte became queen when she married King George III. His reign, the time he served, was from 1760 through 1820. And Queen Charlotte was the secret daughter of Portuguese royal Alfonso III and his concubine, Black Moor, M-O-O-R, was a race of black people very distinguished in Africa, ruled and conquered many of the civilizations there. But Alfonso III and his concubine, Uguana, had a baby. Queen Charlotte was the baby. And Queen Charlotte, by all rights, was a very beautiful woman, very, beautiful, just beautiful. But she had African type features. Her lips were thick, her nose was wide. But through a set of dealings, they had a lot of arranged marriage. She was set to be married to King George III of England. There was a deal, things was exchanged, and she married King George III. This is the history. So there was a black queen, much like Parker Bowles, the one who's married to King. They call her Queen Console. She's the queen because she married the king. Charlotte was a queen, not like Elizabeth, who was queen, just, the queen. And Philip was her man, serving with the king, with the queen. This is how Charlotte became. Now, when she and King George III had children, they had 15 children, 13 whom survived to adulthood. So in other words, 2 of them may not have lived past childhood. So that means that the royal family has, along with Queen Charlotte, 14 children who have biracial parents. Didn't know that? Harry Paden knew it. It's in my book. Sick and tired of being sick and tired, we have overcome. Sick and tired of being sick and tired, we have overcome. By yours truly, Harry Paden, available on Amazon Books. That subject is covered and it's under the title Queen Charlotte. Almost had to sneeze. Queen Charlotte, Britain's dirty little secret. Shh. Now, King Charles, I just got off the phone with King Charles. He implored me not to write about this. He said, Harry, come on, don't talk about this. I know you have great information, but Harry, please don't put this in the book. So don't nobody tell him that I put it on my podcast. I put it in my book. He didn't know about that. But now I have it as part of my podcast. Look it up. Queen Charlotte. You will notice right away that she wasn't dark-skinned, but she wasn't white-skinned. She is Britain's dirty little secret that Harry Paden is revealing. Oh, look at my beautiful shirt for my granddaughter, and I have one for my grandson, and it says, I will always be your biggest fan. And this is for Sanaya. Let me see if I can get, she played volleyball. Here's the volleyball right here. When she was in high school, and it says, I will always be your biggest fan. Yes. And look at the back. It has her name on it. Hopefully you see it. I got one for her brother, Nasir. I will always be your biggest fan. He was an MVP basketball player. And it has the figures, and on the back, Nas MVP. That's how I roll, y'all. Love those two. Okay. Queen Charlotte, look it up. Buy my book, available on Amazon Books. I have 5 books available. Working on my 6th one. To God be the glory. Britain's dirty little secret is no longer a secret. Knowledge is power. Thank you. To God be the glory.